Good morning, everyone. Welcome to BoomShare episode number 14. This is Tom Aiken from Boom Life, and we're sharing stories about people who are doing great things. And today I wanted to share this Nicole Sdao's story from fundraisingcommittee.net. It's the place where nonprofits profit. How? Well, fundraisingcommittee.net founder and CEO Nicole will be answering that very question today on BoomShare number 14. So with that, I want to introduce Nicole and let her start to tell us about what she's doing and what she's working on. Good morning, Nicole.
Good morning. Thank you so much, Tom, for having me. I appreciate it. Fundraisingcommittee.net is all about trying to connect nonprofits with good quality information that will help them not only thrive, but actually will get them to the point where they can actually start focusing on their own mission. So much the nonprofits are just over their head with trying to get funds and volunteers and everything else. Fundraisingcommittee.net is set up so that that's not such a stressful point and such a focus point for the nonprofit.
Okay, so what was the value you were trying to create when you came up with this idea?
Well, I'm actually a chiropractor by degree. I was involved and still am involved in many different nonprofits, including being on the board of a nonprofit and just being a small business owner. I come at it with a very unique perspective. Everything that is on the website was developed as a direct result of issues I was having as a volunteer. So my goal is to truly get nonprofits to a different point where they already know where to get the good information. They already know they can exchange good ideas with one another and save that time and anxiety from the staffing side and volunteer side.
So one of the ideas and one of the services you're providing on there relates to providing ideas for fundraising events. Is that right?
Correct. I actually, it came to a head for me when I was around the table as a group of volunteers and we were discussing how to do a spaghetti dinner. And I thought, you've got to be crazy. This has been done before. Why are we trying to come up with this again? And it kind of hit me, there needs to be a marketplace for these great fundraising ideas, because my husband and I go to different fundraisers all the time. That's kind of how we view our social going outs, whether it's, auctions or spaghetti dinners or whatever. And we've been to quite a few really fun ones and unique ones. It would be nice to be able to share those throughout the nation, throughout the world, to be able to say, hey, we've got this really good fundraising idea. You as a group of nonprofits volunteers don't have to sit around the table trying to invent it. We've already done it. So you can buy it at fundraisingcommittee.net. You help out another nonprofit because they keep a large portion of that sales price. And I mean, it's such a win-win. So.
Okay, but fundraising models aren't the only service you're providing. How else are you helping nonprofits with your site?
Well, again, because it came from my personal experience. So, mother of three, small business owner, heavy volunteer. I want to be involved, but sometimes those meeting times are hard to pin down. And I wasn't one that was always necessarily checking in to see what was going on, because I was kind of expecting those meetings to happen. So I developed something called virtual conference rooms, which is a place for the meeting to kind of happen basically online, but it's not a video chat like you and I are having right now. It's typed. It's something that can be kind of archived for later on, but you don't have these wicked email chains that you tend to have when you're part of a committee. And again, it's something that you can look back a year from now and go to one spot. You don't have to hunt down whoever ran that event and be able to see what was done.
Okay, so that's pretty neat. You're solving a number of problems with one service and doing it for a community that is really there to help other people, and kind of your intent, if I'm getting it right, is to give them more time to spend on that mission rather than trying to figure out how to recreate the spaghetti dinner, if to
Yep.
use your example.
Exactly. I truly want them to be, the mission is to give them information that they can thrive and gets them focused back on their own mission. Because yes, they have to have the funds to be able to accomplish their mission, but you don't want them spending 60-70% of their time in committee meetings, in trying to figure out how to raise those funds, etc., when they're, they've got clients to serve, or they've got, they've got their purpose, they've got their mission.
So when did you launch this, Nicole, and how's it going so far?
Well, it's been in my head for a while, as all good entrepreneurs, I'm sure. I finally did a soft launch back last November, and had a first version of the website actually out prior to that. Wasn't really happy with it. Had some growing pains trying to figure it out because, again, it's a brand new idea. I couldn't see or touch anything to know what it would look like until I got that first version done, and I'm so happy I did. But it was a growing pain. So then I did a shift with the website, and then November was kind of the first coming out with that version of the website.
Okay. And so how's it going now that, now that you're out there? That's how we met. We met at a conference.
Yep.
How are things going so far?
It's going really well. I mean, it's taking some time for people to get it, because again, it's such a new idea, especially with the first time I say you could sell your fundraising idea online, and they kind of give me that look of, I don't know what that process is. So, and there's on the website, on the homepage, you can actually go through and see some sample fundraising ideas, and kind of what it walks you through a little bit of what that looks like. But it's been getting received very well. I definitely have had a lot of, why didn't anybody else think of that? I don't know. Apparently it's supposed to be me. And that's a great idea, and I've heard the word innovative and stuff, which is all great. It's wonderful to hear that, but I definitely want to serve a greater purpose here and try to get nonprofits to a different level.
So what's been your biggest challenge so far? Maybe you've already touched on it, but has there something that's really caused you to say, man, I really have to think about why I'm doing this, and really dig in? Has there been a challenge like that you've faced so far?
Not to that level. I think I'm too new into this probably to, right now everything just seems like regular old starting up something new kind of issues. I imagine I'll get there at some point, but with that being said, I feel I have a purpose. So I don't think anything can deter a person when they feel they have a purpose.
Yeah, I would agree with that completely. Once you find conviction in what you're doing, it's kind of really difficult to get distracted by fear and the naysayers who would say, oh, here's the reasons why this won't work or why it may not work.
Right. And I guess you brought up fear. I don't want to make it sound like there hasn't been. I mean, of course there is. And that's probably the biggest challenge starting off, really, is yourself. Is you tend to question so much of what you're doing at different levels because you are on it for a purpose, and you want to make sure you're doing it right, and you want to make sure it's coming together okay. That's probably the biggest challenge at this point, is dealing with myself and making sure I'm executing correctly, if that makes sense.
Sure. So anything new coming up that you're working on, or any way that you need help from the folks out there?
I guess one thing I do want to make sure people understand is this is not a static website. I have a lot more in my head that I'm thinking about to be able to add, a lot more needs that I see that the website can fill. But that all will have to come kind of with time. The biggest thing is just to get the word out there and let them know, everybody knows somebody that's part of a nonprofit or has had experience with a nonprofit directly. Just get the word out and let them know that this is fundraisingcommittee.net is the place where nonprofits profit. And I mean that in all sense of the word profit, not just monetarily, but just in a way that they, again, can get to that next level where they're not stressed, they're not constantly under a dark cloud. So,
well, I personally think it's a wonderful idea. It's why I asked you to join me today. So how would people get in touch with you, Nicole? What's the best way?
The best way would be by email, which is nicole@fundraisingcommittee.net. If you go to the website and you go to the bottom, there's the contact us. There's a phone number there too if you need to reach me. But the best way right now is email. And yeah, it's been fun. Again, I went from treating patients to a totally different avenue, but it's, again, when you got a purpose, you go with it. And it's been great for my kids to see that a dream doesn't happen in the time of a Disney movie. So it's been great overall.
That's a great point. There's so many folks out there who believe that we can create a business, we can create something in a matter of days or weeks, and sometimes it takes months and even years. And I can certainly testify to that. So, hey, before we close up, Nicole, is there anything else you wanted to share, or anything I didn't ask that you wished I did and want to share with the folks that might be watching?
No, I again, I appreciate that you thought of me and invited me to do this. Everything is just on God's time with this. I'm totally on the roller coaster ride right now, and can't wait to see where it ends up. So.
And probably wouldn't have it any other way, right?
Exactly. Amen. So.
Well, I couldn't agree more. I personally think your idea is great, and I hope others see it as well. And so I wish you luck. I really want to thank you for joining me today. I wish you well in your endeavors, Nicole. And so have a great day, and everyone else, we'll see you next time on episode number 15.
Bye-bye.